Mm. Today, we're going to talk about how Devin the Dream Haney is protected by VADA and allowed to use PEDs, and most definitely VADA going after Ryan Garcia and being weaponized as a tool of this fighter. Later on in the show.
बुंदेलखंड से सरदार गोविंद पंत बुंदेले, सरदार बलवंतराव मेहंदड़े, ग्वालियर से सरदार जनकोजी शिंदे और सरदार दत्ताजी शिंदे, इंदौर से सरदार मल्हार राव होळकर।
बोल धरती जयकारा, गगन है सारा गूंजा रे। जग में लहराया न्यारा ध्वज है हमारा ऊंचा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए,
सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए।
रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए।
हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
जो रक्त है तन में बहता,
वो हमसे है ये कहता,
सम्मान के बदले जान भी दे तो नहीं है घाटा रे।
युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
सच के सिपाही अलबेले राही, क्या जानते हो तुम? जब तुम नहीं थे हम कब यही थे, हम भी थे जैसे गुम। तुम ध्यान में थे, तुम प्राण में थे, जैसे जन्म जन्म। जब तीर तुम पे बरसे तो जैसे घायल हुए थे हम। ओ देखो तो मुझसे कह के मैं जान दे दूं तुम पे, क्या तुम नहीं ये जानते? दुविधा के आगे जब नारी जागे, हिम्मत से काम ले। चूड़ी उतारे, कंगन उतारे, तलवार थाम ले।
मैंने ली आज शपथ है, वीरों का पथ है मेरा रे। लक्ष्य अपना जो बना लूं, वहीं पे डालू डेरा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए। सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए। रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए। हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। जो रक्त है तन में बहता, वो युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही
It's just another beautiful day to troll and, be the greatest of all time. But at the same time, being humble and just showing my adversaries that I'm the greatest of all time. Man, hey, I'm a Don, man. I'm a Don. I'm beyond Don status, bro. I'm a legend. I'm I'm embedded in immortality, bro. Now and forever, bro. All right. We are definitely raising hell here today. We are definitely going to jump into this, the title especially. Well, it's pretty obvious. The common sense that we have to use is pretty simple. You know, Devin Haney is has been known to work with Victor Conti, right? Under the SNAC program. And we do know that Devin Haney is also a fighter underneath Eddie Hearn. And we all know that, you know, money talks and bullshit walks in the business world. And that's facts. 110% every day of the week. Now, when you look at Devin the Dream Haney, and some people are on social media, we're talking about, oh, he drained himself and he did it the right way. Well, Ryan Garcia was what, 158 pounds, maybe 160 pounds, and Devin Haney was 165 pounds the night of the fight when he walked into the ring, having a few pounds of weight on Ryan Garcia himself. People don't know the fucking facts. And that's the fact. So Devin Haney actually weighed more than Ryan Garcia the night when they walked in that fucking ring. And yes, even though they get beat at their own game, they end up wanting to move the goalposts and say that's not fair, like a little kid when they get their ass spanked in their favorite game. And then they go calling to the ref or calling to all that would help change the result. And that's exactly why I believe and why they are indeed weaponizing VADA. VADA needs to be terminated. Like I said yesterday, VADA most definitely needs to be terminated. Because the clown work, the absolute clown work from VADA is part of the reason why we have the issues today in the sport of boxing. Because how are we truly going to have a clean sport if we cannot have a trusted anti-doping agency? And especially anti-doping agencies that are used against other fighters, where a fighter could use it against another fighter. I mean, that's exactly what's going on. Victor Conte, the reason why it's a conflict of interest here for him is he's with the SNAC program and he works around with VADA, and yet he rejects any involvement with VADA, which is complete hubris and absolute bogus. So people need to stop being sense and actually look at the facts. Victor Conte, which is most well known in the drug cheating world for his absolute shit show with Balco back in the early 2000s when he got exposed, and I believe he ended up doing some about 2 or 3 years in prison. You know, this is what happens, man. When the facts show up, the bugs end up coming out of the ground, just like trimmers, bro. Just like trimmers. And that's the facts, bro. And that is the facts. Devin the Dream Haney, he wants to talk about how he's a clean fighter when his ass get injected with that PED all the fucking time. I'm not retarded. I really am not retarded. And people can say that I am delusional, I am this, that, or the other. The facts are right in front of you guys. Just look at it. Read the signs. Look at the signs. They're right there in front of you. Devin Haney looks more like a drug cheat than Ryan Garcia does, just by the definition of his body. It's pretty apparent who does roids and who does not. And if anything, it seems like Devin Haney says, "Oh, I don't want you to do that," but I'm doing it without saying anything about it. That's exactly what kind of fighter Devin the Dream Haney is. And that's exactly the type of person he is. And that type of person is not to be trusted under any circumstance. Yeah, you know that claim is bullshit, LT, because the early stages of the whole entire program was just his involvement. His involvement is continually executive. He could pass through the labs at any point he wants to. He's completely full of shit. He's one of the biggest complete full of shit. Oh man, he is the biggest piece of shit. Like it's like he crawled out of Jabba the Hutt's ass and introduced himself to the sport of boxing. You know, that's exactly how I see Victor Conte. And I think Eddie Hearn himself should be investigated for supporting such cuckoldry. Yeah, I don't care if he is banging Margaret Good or Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, for real. Needs to be banging. What's his name? Yeah, needs to be banging that Precious. That's who he needs to be banging. Yeah, care less whose one is banging. He's an idiot. It shows that she's the one too. So yeah. And now we're gonna drop some facts. We're gonna drop some real facts, and we're gonna put a StreamYard link down in the chat. So if anybody wants to hop on, most definitely we'll be able to get you into the show. All right, drop that StreamYard down there, man. So if anybody wants to drop on in, we will most definitely be able to see what kind of work we can come up with. Some respectable dialogue. Well, with the current situation in the sport of boxing, you know, we have a bunch of opposite men. Like Devin Haney, he's an opposite man. You know, he claimed that, you know, Lomachenko was a dirty fighter before before the fight. Yet he was the one who was elbowing Loma in the rib and fighting dirty. So Mr. Opposite Man, David Haney, he tries to think that he's slick, but he's not. He proved that a few weekends ago when Ryan Garcia absolutely destroyed him. And you know, it's the complete facts that absolute torture Devin the Dream Haney. And this stream right here produces all the facts in the world to expose this dumb fucking idiot. And Devin the Dream Haney, Mr. Henderson, Nevada, Mr. Half-ass repping out of Oakland. He doesn't even know Oakland like that. He needs to go out there and fight in his weight class at 168 pounds. And, you know, he needs to go and actually fight somebody. You know, I want to see Devin Haney versus Janabek, right? Because I think we know who'd win that fight. But it'd be entertaining it would be a perfect punishment for Devin the Dream Haney for trying to weaponize anti-doping agencies after losses, bro. So this is exactly what I think should happen to Devin the Dream Haney. And I would like to hear the comments, and we can definitely see what's going on. He was destroying them, man. Yeah, several sources, man. Yeah, Canelo versus Crawford, early December. You know, there's been a few of them sources, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna have a belt. I don't know if Canelo's gonna have a belt. I mean, eventually Canelo's gonna have to. He's gonna have to deal with the mandatory, man. I mean, he's already avoided 2 mandatories. You know, William Skoll and David Benavidez. So I don't expect him to honor in any other mandatories. But with Canelo specifically, you know, it's less about the avoiding part. It's more about what's right for business, right? And, you know, I understand the angle he's coming from. What is the guy bringing to the table? What are his accolades? How much followers does he have? You know, those are all essential things. And that's the reason why fighters like Jake Paul, who's 6, 7, 8, 9, almost like 10 fights in, and is probably one of the biggest draws in the sport, which is laughable, but it's fact. And even though he was a social media / Disney star / whatever the hell you want to call him, he's a draw, and he also has big seating in MVP, and I know Nikita is over the head of MVP, but I know that Jake Paul, being the draw that he is, not to over glorify the man because I'm not even that big of a fan, but the facts are that it's less about experience and it's more about being a draw. And that's facts. Caitlin Clark is weird and all kinds of stuff like that, bro. Like, It's like, would you rather be locked in the room with 1,000 Beyonces or a million Precious? You know what I mean? That's what you need to be. That's what you need to answer, bro. That's what you need to answer, Mr. LT. Because I know for a fact if you choose a million Precious, you probably end up dead, bro. That'd be like, God rest your soul, man. God rest your soul. Death by suffocation. And now we're going to move on to the topic of what's next for Mexican boxing, bro. And now that Canelo has got or is done with Munguia, what kind of man? A man with morals. First off, Mr. LT, sir. And that's my main point, bro. I have morals, and that girl has no morals. And that's fact.
व्यापकं ब्रह्मवेदस्वरूपम् निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं निरीहम् चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहम् निराकारमोङ्कारमूलं तुरीयम् गिराज्ञानगोतीतमीशं गिरीशम् करालं महाकालकालं कृपालुम् गुणागारसंसारपारं नतो तुषारात्रिसङ्काशगौरं गभीरम्
I'm less worried about the result of the fight, LT, and like I was just happy that it was a war. I wanted to hype up Munguia, and if anybody knows me, I always try to hype up the underdog. And I try my best to, at least, and that's part of what I do. And I believe it's good for the sport that I know who the underdogs are, even though that, it's most likely that his head's going to get broken in or something like that. So, Canelo put on a good performance. Munguia put on a good performance. Canelo got the knockdown. And Canelo definitely took over the later rounds, in my opinion. And he was well deserving of a 118, 110 on my scorecard. So he did a great job. He did a great job indeed. But Munguia is no Benavidez. I'll tell you that. And Munguia is no Williams Bull. I guarantee that as well.
अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम् त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिम् भजेऽहं भवानी.
Yeah, taking consideration, Benavidez says he's fighting at 175 so he can move up to cruiserweight eventually. Back.
कलातीत कल्याण कल्पान्तकारी
Yeah, I don't believe he needs Canelo. He doesn't need Canelo. And if he's smart, he just move on, bro. He quit wasting his breath.
चिदानन्द सन्दोह मोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी
Yeah, Canelo was trying to fight Ilunga Makabu. You forget about that?
न यावत् उमानाथ पादारविन्दम् भजन्ति हलोके परे वा नराणाम्
How can we go from defeating Ilunga Makabu to losing the Beetle, bro? I just don't get it.
प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूताधिवासम्
That's what you call being a victim of your own expectations, to be honest.
न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजा न तोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यम् जराजन्म दुःखो गतातप्यमानम् प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो
You know they're not going to do no... He was trying to do it for the WBC belt. They weren't going to sanction that. And anybody remembers that you can't have no... You're not going to have no cruiserweight belt at a catchweight like that, bro. Maybe like 180. You can probably see like 185 or 190. It'd be very hard for the belts to be available at that weight. Because Makabu is a big guy. Rehydrates up to 210, 220. Possibly 230. So, I mean, I never saw that fight ever happen in the first place. The truth is, Canelo, he was going to end up fighting. He's going to end up fighting. Be right back. Enjoy the music.
मनोभूत कोटि प्रभाश्री शरीरम् स्फुरन्मौलिकल्लोलिनी चारुगङ्गा लसद्भालबालेन्दुकण्ठे भुजङ्गा चलत्कुण्डलं भ्रूसुनेत्रं विशालम् प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम् मृगाधीशचर्माम्बरं मुण्डमालम् प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथं भजामि प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम् अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम् शूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिम् भजेऽहं भवानी पतिं भावगम्यम् कलातीत कल्याण कल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्द सन्दोह मोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी न यावत् उमानाथ पादारविन्दम् भजन्ति ह लोके परे वा नराणाम् न तावत् सुखं शान्ति सन्तापनाशम् प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूताधिवासम् न जानामि योगं जपं नैव पूजाम् न तोऽहं सदा सर्वदा शम्भुतुभ्यम् जराजन्म दुःखौ गतातप्यमानम् प्रभो पाहि आपन्नमामीश शम्भो नमामीशमीशान निर्वाणरूपम् विभुं व्यापकं ब्रह्म वेदस्वरूपम् निजं निर्गुणं निर्विकल्पं निरीहम् चिदाकाशमाकाशवासं भजेऽहम् निराकारमोङ्कारमूलं तुरीयम् गिराज्ञानगोतीतमीशं गिरीशम् करालं महाकालकालं कृपालुम् गुणागार संसारपारं नतो तुषारात्रिसङ्काशगौरं गभीरम् मनोभूतकोटिप्रभाश्रीशरीरम् स्फुरन्मौलिकल्लोलिनी चारुगङ्गा लसद्भालबालेन्दुकण्ठे भुजङ्गा चलत्कुण्डलं भ्रूसुनेत्रं विशालम् प्रसन्नाननं नीलकण्ठं दयालम् मृगाधीशचर्माम्बरं मुण्डमालम् प्रियं शङ्करं सर्वनाथं भजामि प्रचण्डं प्रकृष्टं प्रगल्भं परेशम् अखण्डम् अजं भानुकोटिप्रकाशम् त्रयशूलनिर्मूलनं शूलपाणिम् भजेऽहं भवानी पतिं भावगम्यम् कलातीत कल्याण कल्पान्तकारी सदा सज्जनानन्ददाता पुरारी चिदानन्द सन्दोहमोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी न यावत् उमानाथ पादारविन्दम् भजन्ति ह लोके परे वा नराणाम् न तावत् सुखं शान्ति सन्तापनाशम् प्रसीद प्रभो सर्वभूताधिवासम्
The fact with Canelo and Makabu is, I didn't even see Canelo moving up that weight class anyway. It would look like a freaking pug, and yeah, it would have been just very, very bad for him. And with that being said, you know, with all the drug cheating and all kinds of stuff, you know, like, I think Oscar's memeing with that T-shirt last weekend was amongst the best of all time. And yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, like, people need to respect that, even though he may have his problems indeed. But his memeing capabilities are definitely way higher for someone of his age category. So, with that being said, we're going to do this as part of our assignment.
चमके सितारे देखो हमारे शत्रु तो सारे हारे जय हो हम वो सिपाही जो है सदा ही रूप शिवा का धारे जय हो हे आज अंधेरे छटे हैं कम हुए हैं घटे हैं कल जो दुश्मन यहाँ थे आज पीछे हटे हैं गाती ये धरती है गाता ये अंबर है गाती है सारी हवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा हर घड़ी में शिवा हर दिशा में शिवा आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा सांसों में शिवा प्राणों में शिवा हर घड़ी में शिवा हर दिशा में शिवा आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा
छत्रपती सह्याद्रीचा आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज गा वंदितो तुम्हा शिवराया राहू दे कृपेची छाया आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज गा
सारी दीवारें भी सारी तलवारें भी तुमने दुश्मन की अब तोड़ दी है आई थी आंधियां जिस दिशा से यहाँ उस दिशा मोड़ती है
पार उतरना ही था ये तो करना ही था ये तो होना ही था सुन ले भाऊ उनको जाना ही था हमको आना ही था ये तो होना था भाऊ
हाँ देश भी आज अपना है देश पे राज अपना है अपना ही तो सिंहासन है और जो है ताज अपना है हिम्मत की अग्नि में लोहा पिघलता है विश्वास हमको हुआ तेरे मन में शिवा
मेरे मन में शिवा
सांसों में शिवा
प्राणों में शिवा
हर घड़ी में शिवा
हर दिशा में शिवा
आज गुंजा हुआ है जय जय शिवा तेरे मन में शिवा मेरे मन में शिवा